You're good.
Call this meeting to order. If I turn my mic on. Ordinance Committee meeting, May 14, 2025. This meeting was advertised pursuant to New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6 through 10:4-21. Notices were placed in the official publications for Monroe Township, i.e. South Jersey Times, Courier Post, and the Sentinel of Gloucester County. Copy of that notice is posted on the bulletin board at the municipal complex. Please note, this meeting will be live streamed on the Township's YouTube channel in accordance with Ordinance 056-2024. A link for the copy of this recording will also be posted on the Township's website for the public to view at their convenience. Everyone rise or salute to the flag led by Councilman Valentine.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Mrs. Adams? Here. Mr. Cope?
Here.
Mrs. Fox? Here. Mr. Heverly is excused. Mr. O'Reilly?
Here.
Mr. Rossi?
Here.
Mr. Valentine?
Here.
Mayor Wolf?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Kurz?
Here.
Solicitor Mrs. Grace? Here. Business Administrator Mr. DeHart is excused. Director of Code Enforcement Mr. Sebastian?
Here.
Director of Community Affairs Mrs. Park is excused. Director of Parks and Recreation Mr. Bruno?
Here.
Director of Public Safety Mr. Rumpf is excused. Director of Public Works Mr. Dilks is excused. Director of Real Estate Ms. Pizzatski?
Here.
Chief Financial Officer Ms. Boyer?
Here.
Police Chief McBride?
Here.
And myself, Deputy Municipal Clerk Jen Harbison here.
All right. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes of Ordinance Committee meeting dated April 9th, 2025?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Seeing none. Ordinances for review. Tax abatement 1581 Sunny Hill Ave, Block 9010, Lot 5. Can I get a motion to forward for first reading this evening's council meeting?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next up, we have Chapter 69-2, Police Division Composition. I don't know if anyone has any questions before we move forward. Jim's not here. Chief, I know in case anyone has any questions, but I think it was pretty clear on the...
Yeah, so basically, we're not, just give you a quick recap on that. We're not asking to increase any rank. We're just restructuring the ranking division. So, for example, I believe it says 22 ranking officers from lieutenant down to sergeant. Right now, it spells it out specifically. So we just have some plans moving forward that we are discussing with the chief. For example, there may be, chief, I don't know, I believe there's 8 lieutenants, 14 sergeants. That will give us the ability to fluctuate that number. Could be 6 lieutenants, 16 sergeants, and, vice versa. So that's all we're asking for.
Very good. Can I get a motion to forward for first reading?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Seeing none. Chapter 175-125, Land Management, Open Space and Recreation. I don't think this is one of my babies, I'll say. Is there any questions on the ordinance, how we've tweaked it? Looks good. I think it's in line with what we've talked about. Do you have any questions, anything you want to add?
None. It was reviewed by our township planner and his office, and everything aligns with council's intent as per our last conversation.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mr. O'Reilly, if I could just comment on it. Basically, what this ordinance is asking for is bigger buffers in our recreational areas. You see some, I won't say issues, but where Owens Park is, there's a development that backs literally right up to the football field. So we're asking just for bigger spaces for when these developers come in. If they're going near a green acre site, or a property like our bike trail, any of our athletic fields, they would have to have a bigger buffer. So our residents can enjoy the greenery and everything else in those parks.
Correct. Can I get a motion to move forward to first reading this evening?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Seeing none. Next up, we have Hexa Builders redevelopment plan. You want to take this one?
Sure. There was an amendment to the redevelopment plan, which was proposed by the Hexa Front, in addition to it have undergone review by the planning board and additional review by our planner. And at this point, we just have to, council has to approve that amendment via ordinance, first and second reading. And I believe ordinance were already passed in terms of the data centers.
Yeah.
Which were involved with that amendment to the plan. So it's technically already come before the planning board and council. This is an ordinance formality, if you will.
All right. And a motion to forward to first reading this evening.
Motion to forward.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Seeing none. Next up, we have Chapter 280-19 Animal Control, Trap, Neuter, Vaccinate, Return Program. Jim, do you want to run with this one?
Yeah, so actually, Dawn, do you want to go and speak about a little bit of the changes, or? Basically what happened is we ran into a problem where we weren't able to have the same company handle the capturing the cats and getting them vaccinated and neutered and brought back. So we've made some modifications to the ordinance. We have another nonprofit that's going to take over that. We wanted to make sure we met with Gloucester County Animal Shelter, since their animal control officers are the ones that do the enforcement, get their input as well. So hopefully we have a better ordinance that kind of ties everything together a little bit better than it was before. A little less work on the people who are taking care of we'll call them cat colonies. Even though we don't create the cat colonies, they're there. This is done to reduce the number of cats in them. So basically just took a little bit of work off of them that really didn't see any need for it. Even talking to animal control, like there was a requirement to take photos of every cat. There was no reason for that kind of thing. So we pulled that back and have a new company handling the trap and neuter vaccination and return.
Okay. Can I get a motion to forward to first reading this evening?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Seeing none. Next up, matters for discussion, cannabis retailers, distance between facilities.
Yeah, if I could comment on that. So we met with one of the local businesses, and for those that were here several years ago when this state law changed, allowing medical marijuana, then it went to recreational. This township had adopted back then, several years back, unlimited retail stores. When our administration took over, we wanted to limit that, to minimize that for various reasons, and we capped it at 8. I don't know that anybody could anticipate the growth of it. I actually don't see it growing too much more, to be honest with you. We have given many letters of support. The problem with that is you don't know which ones are going to make it through the rigorous process through the state, and it's a lengthy process. Currently, we have 2 cannabis facilities in our town. There are another 3 or 4 that are currently under construction or through the planning department. So, that's potentially going to put it at 6. Who knows what other ones make it through that we've given letters of support. We're actually going to ask to not give any future letters of support until we see how the current ones pan out. But in speaking with one of the local owners, who is not a corporation as far as a big company, they are local people who live in our community, who own and operate one of the facilities. Their concern is the spacing between, because there's a projected cannabis facility opening up literally next door to them. But again, when we first did this, nobody knew who was going to make it, so you can't predict that, and you don't want to turn away business. So now that we're established with it, we're going to ask the council to possibly entertain changes to the ordinance and put distance requirements. Obviously, the ones that are already proposed will be grandfathered into that, but moving forward, it would protect those businesses that are already established. So that's basically the gist of it, and we would have to define what the distance will be, whether it be, a couple thousand feet, whether it be 2 miles, 3 miles, whatever it might be. We're a big town, 50 square miles, but unfortunately, everybody seems to want to go on the Black Horse Pike. That's where every place has been proposed. So, the Black Horse Pike only goes through town so many miles. So I think we should consider that and give them some protections moving forward.
Okay.
And what I will note is we have previously looked into this, and while there weren't a lot of ordinances that did limit the distances, the ones that did exist and limited distances were in places such as California with large distances to cover. So while we work on making that determination, we'll just need to make sure that it's obviously specific to Monroe, and just based on reasoning, we might need to discuss with our planner or other other parties who might have thoughts as to what that specific distance could be, if that's something that council is willing to entertain as an amendment to the ordinance.
So if we could, we'll work on that and maybe have an ordinance for review at the next council meeting?
May
Or
28th.
next ordinance meeting?
Sure.
Okay.
Is that June 25th?
What's
Maybe.
the next ordinance? Is that it, June 25th? Yeah, it's the only one, right?
So,
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Anyone have new business to discuss this evening? Seeing none? Old or unfinished business? Seeing none? This time, I'd like to make a motion to open the public portion.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Is there anyone from the public who wishes to address council this evening on ordinances? Seeing none, can I get a motion to close public portion?
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Can I get a motion for adjournment?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None.